more on the flu, the FEMA camps, open announcement of FEMA camps in the United States, and Obama announcing that they're going to raise taxes on every American. They're now publicly going back on their promise and pledge and saying that they never made the pledge. Doesn't matter how many video clips of them saying it we have. In fact, I have some of those clips coming up. Also, they're going to pay U.S. doctors $50,000 to take part in the inoculation because of liability to give people the new deadly flu shot. And doctors in England are to get 27,000 pounds or more than $50,000 U.S. So you wonder how they do this? Well, they get paid to do it. Dr. John Breeding, in closing, I was jumping in here because I've had 3 children with my wife. She's had the children, but I've been there. And I've seen them entering your data and asking, do you have enough money at home? Does your husband hurt you? And they'll always say, oh, take this file out here for me. And 3 times they've done it, so I know what they do now. And then later I confront them. I go, oh, that's for the CPS. If my wife would have said yes. See, they don't tell your wife, oh, hey, this is like a police interrogation. They get around all that because it's the whole eugenical social system. But even if you say, yeah, money's tight, now you're at risk. They want those kids, but they also want to drug the mothers. And so you were telling me uniteforlife.org is a group fighting this. I remember reading the bill a few months ago, but I haven't covered it like I should. In closing, Dr. Breeding, this is huge. They're trying to turn everything into the psychiatric system.
Well, we've been fighting for years the mental health screening in the schools. You know, Texas has been the front lines of it because they really like to get things through in Texas. And the Texas governors were lined up with the president and went right into the legislature. And so we've been fighting it from the new freedom thing. So you need a little pocket dictionary that translates government speech into plain speech. I know that's what you do with your website and stuff, but people have to systematically do that. Amy Philo has the website uniteforlife.org, which is challenging the Mothers Act, which is an incredible example of Orwellian language. My website is wildestcolts.com. Our website, Challenging Psychiatric Electroshock, is endofshock.com. So electroshock is the backup treatment to the drugs.
That's making a comeback now.
They are forcibly treating this man. See, that's another thing. They're forcibly shocking this man in Minnesota right now on an outpatient basis, and where they pick him up at his home and take him into the lockup and shock him and then drive him back home.
Unbelievable.
They're forcibly giving electroshocks to people in New York in the hundreds of electroshocks. In Texas, there's thousands of people being electroshocked.
We're going to have you, in fact, let's set you up in the next few months to do a whole hour on that, because I had the American Psychological Association, well, Psychology Today call me. They're doing a big hit piece. And I brought up to him that the lobotomies were done by a lunatic with an ice pick who would just jam it in people's heads in front of crowds at like carnivals. And he tried to deny that to me on the phone, and I sent him the encyclopedia about it. I mean, do you think that guy at Psychology Today is in denial, or is he playing games?
Psychology Today is pretty pathetic. They take a lot of ads from drug companies, and they're pretty much bought into biological psychiatry. I don't know about that particular guy, but it's amazing how ignorant people are of history.
You know about the ice pick in the head thing, don't you?
Oh, yeah, Freeman. You know, he went around with his lobotomobile and stuck ice picks in people's eyes and kids. And
it's like Hellraiser.
And he did thousands and thousands of them. The person who invented the lobotomy got the Nobel Prize. The history of psychiatry, just like the history of eugenics, is a horrific one.
Hey, you know what? Let's have you in for 2 hours, like in a month, to do the history of it.
That would be awesome. Yeah. One of my favorite historians, Howard Zinn, he says, you know, if you don't know history, it's like you were born yesterday. You're just a fool. And so it's good to know.
Ooh, that's a great saying.
Yeah.
If you don't know history, it's like you were born yesterday. Dr. John Breeding, fire out your website for folks one more time.
wildestcolts.com. God bless you, Alex, and carry on.
Hey, great having you here. Infowars.com is our website. Your calls, tons of news, another big guest straight ahead. Stay with us.